Hey, in this video, we're going to talk about why people are deleting Coinbase in Brave browser, and we're also going to give away $100 in Bitcoin to one subscriber, so keep watching. Welcome to BlockRoots. On behalf of my co-founder, Cantor and Clark, we just want to say welcome, and if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to do that because each and every week we like to give away $100 in Bitcoin to one subscriber who engages in the comments below. So make sure that you leave a comment because we want to hear your thoughts on the market, and we always like to read each and every comment. So feel free to go ahead and do that. Now, today, we'll go ahead and draw that $100 of Bitcoin later on to one subscriber. We'll go ahead and randomly pick that. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that in case you're the one. And also, too, in today's video, we talk about Bitcoin price action, how it recently just popped after pulling back right now. Does it have a chance to go above 10K? Does it have the legs to do so? We'll also look at some shocking news from Coinbase as well as Brave browser. And as always on this channel, we primarily use technical analysis and we like to use a non-sensational approach. So if you're into some practical technical analysis that's going to help you with the markets, maybe get an edge, let's go ahead and get started. And as always, nothing is financial advice. So Bitcoin is currently ranging here, and here is the weekly chart. You know, as we look at this, we can see that recently it formed kind of a nasty doji, but in the last hour, prices actually picked up and pushed above 9,700 at around 94 to 9,500. Of course, it was a doji, meaning that it was very indecisive. Now, of course, the wicks are about the same length, but again, price is pushing more towards the upside, especially if it breaks above 96.77 on the weekly chart. We'd like to see that. So the weekly close being today, yes, above 96.77 would be ideal. Again, it's a higher high on the weekly, which would be good. But primarily this block above, which is close right under $10,000 as far as Bitcoin, it would be great if price could push above that. Of course, prices wicked at that and then broke back down since then. We have since then seen a wick all the way up to 10,500-ish, close to that, give or take, depending on the exchange that you use, at least over 10,400. But we still have lower highs on the trend, right? If I go ahead and mark those areas right here, which is really, really badly drawn, but you get my picture. These three wicks right here are actually descending as far as the price. And yes, while we have had a nice rally over the past 3 months or so, back to, all the way down to below 3,700, yet we've seen it rally all the way up to 10,000 over 400. We still see lower highs on the overall trend. And for me to really feel bullish, if I go ahead and zoom in here, it would be absolutely lovely to see Bitcoin price break above this resistance area at 10,172. If the weekly can close above that, definitely going to be bullish then. And we do want to see overall, for us to really start to get bullish, 10,400 for price to break above this level that it has just wicked above previously, the previous 3 times. To see that close above that would probably be a turning point for the market as we continue to go upwards up to over 11,000 to 13,000. Now, going to the daily chart here over on Bitstamp, we're going to notice that 9,800 is still the block that I laid out. And in my previous video, I did say, look, I'm looking to get in between 9,800 and 9,900 as far as a short. And I did do that. And from then, if I go to the 4-hour chart, you're going to notice that price did break down. But I since did scale out of that because I was still cautious because price had not broke below 9,400. If I go ahead back to the daily, and I can go ahead and mark this to show you this. And as you can see, the red line right here is marking 9,400 is holding up market structure here as far as the price just wicking below it, but never closing below it on the daily. And as far as I'm concerned, as long as price stays above that, there's no really big reason why I need to turn super bearish, even though that this could be a short-term trend reversal as we saw possibly the local high at 10,200. Now, with that said, this is some bit of a liquidation game. So in this market as far as cryptocurrency, so don't be surprised if price ever pushes back up to catch those late shorts or late longs offside. Now, the funny thing is, while I was making this video and putting my notes down, price was down here below 9,600, 9,500. And I was going to say that because I thought that we could see a potential push up to 9,800 or so. And I'll go ahead and show you why. That's because if you look on the liquidation chart here, I know there's a lot of things going on, but really what these lines represent, if you look on the right-hand side here, it shows you where liquidation levels are for 25x longs, 25x shorts, 50x longs and shorts, and 100x longs and shorts. And you're going to notice that price was actually down here when I was starting to record it and putting my notes down. And above it, you saw multiple lines of 50x liquidation areas for shorts. Now, naturally, what's going to happen is all those tasty shorts are sitting, or those liquidation areas are sitting there for whales or bigger players to move and push and catch people off sides. And of course, we saw that's what price did. It shot up towards 9,800, over 9,800, and has since then liquidated all those 50x shorts who actually shorted late in the market. And that's just kind of how it works, right? And remember, if you have tons of time to get into a trade, usually you need to be cautious because the big players, the best traders, jump into positions when there's very limited time to get into that position, okay? So for example, the absolute key place to short recently in this market was up here above this close, which was above 10,200. And notice it didn't give you a lot of time to jump into that short position because everybody who got in made pretty good money as price moved down here. And now naturally too, this wick happened really fast, right? Under a minute, we saw BitMEX go down to under 9,000. And this as far as Bitstamp, we saw this go all the way down here and wick back up. You don't get a lot of time to go long or short when you're getting in really good positions when it comes to trading. So just be aware of that. You always have to be cautious. If price just sits at that level for a while, know that very much it's likely to break up or down depending. What we always talk about, right? Leverage trading doesn't have to be, quote, dangerous. It doesn't have to be super risky. When it comes to leverage trading, yeah, certainly if you go 100x, 50x, then there's very likely chance that you get liquidated and lose your money. But you can be very responsible at 2 or 3x positions, leverage those trades, and have good risk management. And as you know, we all partner with Phemex, so our referral link is Phemex.trade. If you want to support the channel, if you want to check out Phemex that offers both spot and leverage trading, just go to Phemex.trade and check it out. Again, as always, it is the fastest trading engine out there as far as 300,000 transactions per second, and it's quickly becoming a favorite of many people. So again, check out Phemex.trade if you're into leverage trading, if you're looking to make a switch from a lot of the other platforms that seem to be lagging in so many areas. And then also know that we're going to have more information and tutorials about leverage trading for free here on the YouTube channel. But with that said, not a lot changing here in the market as we go around the weekly close here. Know that Bitcoin just recently popped up again, wicked into the 9,800s area again for a potential short. But if I do see price move back up this area, know that it's very likely that it's going to continue on up to this next level. It's just slightly under 10,000, which I see as a resistance level long term. If I go ahead and show you why, because that has worked as a horizontal resistance in the past, and it's likely to work this time forward as people put their asks there to sell and take profit. The other place that you want to look for is this area up here again, this block, this price block up around 10,100 or so. That could certainly be a price that we can see price push up to. Again, if it's a quick wick up in that area, I do suspect that price is going to pull back and that just be another lower high as we trend on down. That would be a great place to short. But again, if price stays up in that area for a while, it starts to go sideways, very likely that I think price is going to move up. So keep watching these levels. Again, 9,400, want to see it break above 10,000. Depending on price action and how long we stay there, that will definitely depend on whether I go bullish or bearish. So let's go ahead and give away $100 of Bitcoin to one subscriber, and we'll go ahead and do that right now. So I'll go ahead and pick a winner randomly, and the winner of $100 is that would be Ian Jones, this guy has a Twitter feed too. Hey, man, regardless of what you meant there, we do have Twitter. You can find us at Cantor and Clark on Twitter, or Josh_Rager on Twitter. You can find us there. Or, of course, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, make sure that you do that. But with that said, hey, they got you $100, man. So I'll go ahead and respond to that. And if you don't care to go ahead and leave your Bitcoin address below that so we can send you $100 of Bitcoin. But before we go, let's go ahead and talk about Coinbase and Brave browser and why people actually seem to be moving away when it comes to these two platforms. So if you haven't heard yet, the news is that Coinbase is looking to sell analytic software for tracking to the government agencies, such as including the IRS and DEE, the Drug Enforcement Agency, and the Internal Revenue Service. I can't even tell you what they mean, right? The IRS and DEA. So that's the issue. And really, does that come at a conflict when it comes to customers who use Coinbase? Now, while I'm all about doing the right thing, we're all about here at BlockRoots, pay your taxes, do the right thing, be transparent. Some of you even disagree with that. That's totally fine. But we always want to tell you guys to do the right thing, know the laws in your country. But I don't know if I'm on board necessarily with a top exchange such as Coinbase actually selling tracking software to government agencies in the name of, quote, criminals in terrorism. Because let's be honest, ever since the Patriot Act here in the United States of America, it has used the excuse of criminals in terrorism to actually invade the privacy of normal, everyday, law-abiding citizens like you and I. Now, as Frank says here, Frank Shapiro, Coinbase spokesperson said, Coinbase Analytics data is fully sourced from online, publicly available data, and does not include any personal identifiable information for anyone, regardless of whether or not they use Coinbase. So not for sure if I can actually trust this or not, because it's not like Coinbase doesn't already report to the IRS anyway. Anyone who has over $20,000 of transactions on Coinbase is automatically reported and given proper tax forms on their website, okay? So what purpose does this serve outside of the top exchange helping the government spy on everyday law-abiding citizens like you and I? No thanks, Coinbase. That's my opinion. With that said, I will be deleting my Coinbase account and recommend others to use other fiat on-ramp platforms such as Gemini. Of course, if you're in New York, you're limited. So Gemini and Cash App are Bitstamp, Kraken, and finally, if you guys haven't heard yet, which there is some stuff on this, Level will be launching their fiat to crypto services in a matter of a few weeks to at least 26 states. And so again, Level is a platform that will have debit and checking, especially for the United States as it moves across the world. No trading fees, only $9 a month. And so that's going to actually be a very good overall value when it comes to trading, because as we know, you can go ahead and buy one Bitcoin on a lot of these other exchanges, and it's going to cost you anywhere between $50 to $150 depending on the price of Bitcoin. But again, if you haven't seen this, know that Level is going to be launching in a few weeks. It's a heck of a deal. And full disclosure, if you haven't seen, by the way, I am a part of the Level team here as both an advisor and an equity owner. So regardless, I would still back them even if I didn't own equity into the company to hopefully save some people from Coinbase exploiting noobs and new users with high fees, and of course with all this tracking stuff that we have no clue of what's going to happen. Now, the other news comes with Brave browser, who have created an ad-free browser, and they promote privacy for users to keep their data from being sold as they click on advertisements, of course, on the internet, and where users can actually earn their token, the BAT token, by viewing respected ads. Now, as far as we've seen recently, big news is that Kryptonator1337 reported that Brave was actually using an autofill referral codes or links for exchanges for anyone using their browser. So for example, when you type in Binance.us, an autofill of the Brave referral code for that exchange would actually pop up. And it's very likely, if you look here below, you can actually see this when this happens as he types in Binance.us, that an autofill of the referral link would actually pop up, and very likely that unknowingly that somebody who's using Brave browser could actually sign up for Binance Exchange or other products such as I think Coinbase, Ledger, and some other things that Brave actually put in their code, but would sign up using Brave's actual affiliate link by autofilling it in the browser. Now, in the end, full disclosure, we use affiliate links all the time here at BlockRoots. Totally fine with affiliate links. I think that as a business, Brave has the opportunity to do whatever they want to get money. But why, the question is, why the sneaky thing about putting this in without telling anybody, okay? And again, while Brave is a business, they're here to make money, they're here to make profit, but it's not like they're hurting by any means enough to sneak in sneaky referral links into their browser. Now, we're talking about a company that made $35 million in under 1 minute in their May 2017 ICO for the BAT token, okay? So they collected over 156,000 Ethereum. Now, I even responded here as I talked about that even went 5x as their Ethereum holdings hit all-time highs in January 2018. So they actually had plenty of time to make even more money than their 35 million. For over a month, they had the opportunity to sell Ethereum for around 5x that would then turn that $35 million that they gained from their ICO into over $150 million if they sold their Ethereum holdings, okay? Anywhere from December 2017 through January 2018. Not to mention, they actually hold over $46 million worth of BAT tokens as far as the allocation to the team. Now, we do know that it goes to developers into, quote, development, and we also know that it can't all be liquidated at once because that would crash the price of BAT, which they don't want to do. But again, they seem to have a substantial amount of assets, literally possibly hundreds of millions of dollars worth, for them to some reason sneak in affiliate codes into their Brave browser. Now, the good news is that Brave has come out, their CEO has said, okay, what they've done, they feel like it was against what people wanted and that maybe it was wrong. But in the end, they really didn't say that it was wrong. They thought that it was ethical. They kind of argued back and forth. But because people made an uproar about this, they are now correcting and taking out all the affiliate links off of the Brave browser. Now, again, if you don't understand the conflict of interest here, basically Brave would have users unknowingly sign up for their referral links because of an autofill on their Brave browser that automatically came up. And through that referral link, they would sign up for, say, exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, etc. And then they would, quote, reward users for advertisements on their website. Then those BAT tokens that people would receive, they would then go to these exchanges underneath the referral link of Brave and then sell those off, with then Brave then making a profit off those tokens that they gave people as rewards for the fact that they would get money from the trading fees. And honestly, you may not agree, but I do find it to be a huge conflict of interest when Brave is an affiliate to an exchange where their own digital asset is being traded, okay? So this is not just a normal business to business here. We're talking about real life financial markets. And I'm pretty sure that this would be quite frowned upon when it came to traditional markets. Again, that's honestly up to you to decide. Go ahead and let us know what you think about Coinbase. Let us know what you think about the Brave browser. Will you continue to use these, or do you think the sneakiness of this kind of turns you off and you'll be looking to use other things? So go ahead, let us know your thoughts below. Continue to keep an eye on Bitcoin here. Notice again that it wicked up above 9,800 and has since then pulled back. Okay, so continue to watch 9,400, watch above 10,000, those two areas as we get closer to the weekly close, and really exciting. Those are areas to watch as we go into the upcoming week for trading. Be on the lookout for more from us. Make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Go ahead and click the red button below. As always, you'll be in the drawing for $100 of Bitcoin each and every week if you subscribe and leave a comment below. And as we wrap up the weekend, I hope you guys have a great start to your week. Again, trade effectively, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys soon.